Umar Ahmed, IFL TV, MTK Global.
Okay. Did I tell you a funny story about Frank Smith? So, I haven't shaved my beard for a while. So, we went to the pharmacy this morning after breakfast and I bought a beard trimmer.
It will be.
And he went, do you mind just doing my barnet? Like, because it's all getting too long now. I said, yeah, which one? Number 2. Anyway, I'd done half of his head and the thing broke, right? So he's been going around Providence trying to find a barber's. So when you see him, yeah, it was like patches everywhere. Oh, mate, it was hilarious. So yeah, it's a bit warm.
Right, you told me just off camera now. Manchester July 6th show is off.
Yeah, so we had a call. It was actually, I wanted to tell you really in yesterday's interview, but we were still finding out whether Massey was going to make it or not. So we had a call to say that he'd done his forearm. They sent us a picture for it. I'll post it later. Actually, it's horrendous. Like his whole arm is just purple, and we looked at the show, and obviously we get a lot of stick about the show anyway. And Coley Massey was a good fight. Massey had sold like 400 tickets, so we had no choice really but to postpone it. So we'll do a Coley now on the Dillian White card. Just looking for a new opponent for him. He'll defend his British Commonwealth titles.
What's the situation with him in the European title?
That's going to come after this fight.
Right, okay.
So, and then we're going to do Fowler against Rose in the next gen on August the 2nd. So a lot of the fighters who were on that show in Manchester will now be moved. Looks like it's going to be in Liverpool at the Echo Auditorium. Right. So we'll do that, and then Coley will move. So yeah, not ideal. It's been a bit tough, really, like that whole show. What's that, mate? Hello, baby. That whole show. Boatsy was going to headline. Didn't work out. Then we were actually going to put Kid Galahad on that show.
Against who?
Just an opponent, but that was the one we had an interview about, and I was saying world title challenger on that show. Yeah. And then he weren't quite ready, and we were always up against it, so we had to make a decision to postpone it.
Eddie, I'm glad you actually mentioned Kid Galahad, because this is a guy that really, I'll be honest with you, he hasn't been pushed by Matchroom. He's a really talented fighter, obviously world-class fight. We saw that. Arguably beat Warrington. A lot of people had him beating Warrington. What's sort of the plan with Kid Galahad?
Well, when you say hasn't been pushed, I mean, really, we forced this purse bid, and we got him a huge amount of money by being very competitive in the purse bid and forcing Queensbury to pay a hell of a lot of money, which worked out really well for Kid Galahad and Josh Warrington.
I mean, before that, previously, like on social media, etc.
Yeah, but we don't. You know, we've only just started working with him, so we got him a final eliminator for that title, where he went and beat Tucker Khan, and then he fought Warrington. So now's the time to really push him. Listen, 90% of people think he won that fight. You know, it was a close fight, but he won that fight. So in my opinion, he should be world champion now. So we got to push him now. It looks like there's going to be an appeal with the IBF.
Oh, really?
For that. Whether it gets overturned or not, we'll see. But we want him to be reinstated as a mandatory challenger because we feel he should have won the fight. So I'm looking to make Kid Galahad against Tinoco next. Do you know the guy who beat Jordan Gill?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that looks like a fight we're going to make for September on a card. And yeah, we've got to try and get him another shot at world title. I believe Kid Galahad can win world titles. I think he's a world-class fighter.
What else is there? Because if Frampton's with Top Rank, so I don't know how easy that would be to make.
Well, I think you got the Valdez situation's interesting. I think that's going to open up a little bit. Obviously, you got Gary Russell's a very good fighter.
Are you trying to still sign him?
Who, Gary Russell?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're talking. We can't sign too many fighters.
Too big stable?
Getting that way, yeah. I mean, you know, with some big fights planned for this. It's just that, you know, I don't want to sign a fighter. The whole problem with Gary Russell is he's inactive, so I don't want to sign him and then box him once a year. You know what I mean? I think we're going to go down there now.
Right, let's go.
We walk and talk.
Yeah. Right, we haven't really talked about Joseph Parker. I mean, we expect him to come for Alex Leopai tomorrow. Do you expect a stoppage with Joseph?
I think, you know, if you look at Leopai, he's extremely tough, very durable, but he can really punch. I think I'm a bit worried about this fight because he should deal with him and stop him, but Leopai is going to be swinging for the gods. A couple of Samoans, plenty of pride at stake. He's got to win it. He's got to win the fight and, you know, come through. I think the Chisora fight is a natural fight.
On the Joshua Ruiz undercard?
Possibly. Right? Or on its own at the O2. Be a nice Saturday night headliner. But Chisora's got to beat Spilka. That's not a foregone conclusion. That's a really tough fight, July 20th at the O2. So, yeah.
Kevin Barry and David Higgins have been
Our tunes in the US are unbelievable, by the way.
Much better than the UK, I've got to say.
How you doing, mate? Good, you?
Nice to meet you.
Kevin Barry.
Yeah, Kevin Barry and David Higgins have been very persistent in saying that you guys tried to shorten Joseph's camp for that Derek to the right. They were willing to take it. They just didn't see a contract.
We weren't trying to shorten a camp. We just didn't have the terms agreed on either side. So that's why. There was no terms agreed with Parker and there was no terms agreed with Chisora. So until they are, we can't let them know. And by the time we got close to that, it was too late. So, you know, obviously we represent Joseph now. So we want him to have the best possible chance. He's got to beat Leopai. Derek's got to beat Spilker.
Is that the natural fight then?
I think so, yeah. Look, the aim for Parker is to get him a shot at the world title. So, you know, he's got to keep winning and I think that'll happen. But I do think a lot of the belts will become fragmented after Joshua Ruiz. It's going to be a load of mandatories on everybody. So sometimes it'll open up.
Eddie, we know DILLIAN WHYTE, Oscar Rivas is going to be for the WBC interim title. Are you slightly concerned now with this whole franchise thing?
Yes, that's something we've got to get cleared up because what we don't want is DILLIAN WHYTE winning that fight being mandatory for Deontay Wilder and then Deontay Wilder becomes WBC franchise champion and we have to fight for a world title but isn't really a world title because Deontay Wilder's been elevated. So that's something we'll be having to paper in the resolution.
Have you spoken to Mauricio?
No.
Okay, but it's a very strange thing to do and call it franchise. I don't really know what it's about. Hopefully we'll get some more detail.
Why don't you speak to him about it?
Alright, I'll get onto the blow room now. It's done better.
Okay, good.
Callier fight. Hopefully comes through against Jimenez. And then what are we looking at? Estrada, Rongbushite, Chocolatito?
Yeah, all of those names. You know, Estrada's a good name. We've got a major signing coming up in the next 24 hours, pound for pound star. Who could actually be a fight for Yafi in the future. But this is a really, you know, I just said to him in there, he said, I've made the weight easy, I can make flyweight. I said, oh, you fight Charlie Evans. I'll fight all them, I want the massive fight as well. I said, no. You've beaten Norberto Jimenez. Because you look past this guy, you'll get beat. It's a really, really tough fight for Cal on Saturday night. Really tough fight. He's got to be 100% on it or he's going to have major problems.
Do you think it's fight of the night potentially, that one?
Possibly. I think Andrade against Selecki will be a brilliant fight and I think the atmosphere will be off the chain. So.
Should be a good start for Demetrius though, Selecki just coming forward.
But only if he's tough enough to come through it.
Yeah. Alright, last one. Devin Haney on Twitter has been very brash and confident, which is good. What's your sort of crack with him? What are you looking at?
Looking at September. He's got Abdullayev, which is a eliminator for Lomachenko Campbell. So his fight will be announced. We've got an August 24 show, which we'll announce next week, and then we've got a September show as well, which will be headlined by Devin Haney.
All right, Eddie. I'll catch you wherever you soon.